What is up, YouTube? Drifters Premium Collectibles, and it has been over a year since I've last shared my collection with you guys. And in this past year, the market's been down. I've been able to grab so many other cards from my collection. I've gotten a couple of Grails in my eyes. I've been able to do a lot, and I'm very thankful for the market for the way it is. I think a lot of us are. It's definitely a buyer's market. We're all buying it up. We're getting cards we thought we'd never have. And I'm really excited to share what I've got with you guys, and hopefully you like the video. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks.
All right, now for the good stuff. So I'm gonna start with some lower end cards and make my way to the higher end stuff. To start us off, I have this two-headed King Rex from Legendary Collection 3 Mega Pack in first edition PSA 10. This card I graded myself, and I was really happy with the grade, but I mean, just look at that artwork and look at that foil. It's amazing. Next card we have is Chimera, the Flying Mythical Beast, and this card I also graded myself. It is so iconic to Battle City, and I just felt like I needed it, like I had to have it in my collection, and it got a PSA 10, and it's just so iconic. Like, you see this and you think of Battle City. It's an amazing card to have. Next card is Blue Eyes Shining Dragon from Movie Pack, and everybody had this card as a kid, so it's not exactly like rare, but I think they are harder to grade, and you know, there's not too many movie packs out there. You don't really see them that often, but look at that foil. That is so nice. So nice. Beautiful card. Happy to have it. Next card we have is the Claw of Hermos from Dragons of Legend 2. This is in a first ed PSA 10. And I really like Season 4 of Yu-Gi-Oh! Not a lot of people liked it because it was filler and not like canon or anything, but I really enjoyed it. It was super dramatic and it was very dark, you know, for what Yu-Gi-Oh! Is compared to the earlier seasons, but I liked it a lot, and it was cool because we saw Yugi lose for the first time, which was something very different, something we hadn't seen before. So, well, lost fairly, like fair and square. You know, he lost to Kaiba in Season 1, but yeah, we saw Yugi lose, and I thought that was really cool. So, next card is the Fang of Critias, also from Dragons of Legend 2 in first edition. This card was Kaiba's dragon, and really cool card to have. Next card we have is the Eye of Timaeus from Dragons of Legend, the first one. So this card was really hard to grade. I bought an SGC 10 for like 80 bucks because a PSA 10 was going for like $700 at the time. It's a lot cheaper now, by the way, but yeah, I bought an SGC 10 for like 80 bucks, and I cracked it, submitted it to PSA. It got a 9, and then I cracked it again, and it got the 10. So I knew this card was really mint, so I'm really happy to have it in my collection. Next card we have is Slate Warrior from World Championship 2004, the video game. I really love the video game promos. The Prismatic Secret Rare is absolutely gorgeous, as you can see right here. Slate Warrior was really cool because it reminds me of Forbidden Memories. So at the end of Yu-Gi-Oh! Forbidden Memories, when you beat the game, you get a code that unlocks Slate Warrior in Duelist of the Roses, which is the sequel to Forbidden Memories. And I guess that's why this card holds a lot of nostalgia for me, because I've never played World Championship 2004 like ever, so I'm really happy to have this guy. That holds nostalgic value to me. Next we have Fairy King Truesdale, also from World Championship 2004. It is a gorgeous card, and that's really all I can say about it. It's not very nostalgic to me at all, because I never had one of these growing up, but yeah, nice card. Next, we have Blue Eyes White Dragon from Starter Deck Kaiba Reloaded, the Ultimate Rare. This was the first Ultimate Rare of Blue Eyes released in the TCG, the OCG had Spell of Mask like way before this, but it was really nice to have. Yu-Gi-Oh was kind of in a dying state at the time that they released these, and it hyped people up and brought people back. So this is also in a first edition PSA 10. Next we have Dark Magician from Starter Deck Yu-Gi Reloaded to go along with the Blue Eyes. So really nice card. We have Metal Zoa from the Falsebound Kingdom. That was a really fun game. I really enjoyed it, and the storytelling, and it was very different. It was a very different Yu-Gi-Oh game. So Zoa and Metal Zoa, especially from the show, they hold a lot of value. I loved Bandit Keith because Bandit Keith, all his cards that he had just look so sick. They're amazing. And of course, you can't have Metal Zoa without Zoa. Beautiful card, Bandit Keith card. The Prismatic Secret Rare is absolutely gorgeous. Look at that. So next we have PCY Dark Magician. These are real cheap. You can grab a PSA 10 for about $100. They're really nice, real gorgeous. Poor man's DDS. I mean, that's just how it is. Beautiful game promo, but not worth very much, but really nice to have. Next we have PCK Blue Eyes, which is the tablet artwork. Not a lot of people love it. I personally don't love it, but it is just a Blue Eyes I can cross off my list. I think they go for $150-$200 these days. Next we have Ryoku from the Sacred Cards. The Sacred Cards promos are plentiful and they are out there. The pops are all really high. You can still find Sacred Cards Game Boy game for like $100-$150, and you could rip out the promos, and they are out there. So they're not exactly rare. I've seen this guy go for $30, so very cheap card. Next we have Negate Attack, classic Kaiba card. Take a look at that. That is pretty, very nice, gorgeous card. But yeah, again, it's the Sacred Cards promo, plentiful. This guy is a little bit more expensive than Ryoku. This guy is like maybe like $50. So next we have Perfectly Ultimate Great Moth, which is the highlight of the Sacred Cards. Everybody loves this card. It is so pretty, so gorgeous. Weevil Underwood. We all loved Weevil and his cards. So yeah, this guy is maybe like $75 to $100 sometimes, just depending on who you get it from and the timing. So really nice. Next, we have the Duelist of the Roses promos. So we have Beta, the Magnet Warrior, in a PSA 10. This guy pops so much. Take a look at that. That is so gorgeous. And it just reminds me of Battle City, the Magnet Warriors. When I first saw them on TV, I was just like, wow, I want to have these cards. Where do I get them? Oh, they're released in a video game. Let me go get that video game. This perfect marketing from Konami, you know, really nice. Next we have Gamma, the Magnet Warrior. Really pretty card. I won this in an auction way back in the day for like $25. Now, I mean, they're not much more, to be honest. I want to say the Magnet Warriors each are like $75 to $100, more or less. So, and finally we have Alpha, the Magnet Warrior. Again, $75 to $100, more or less. Yeah, really nice. Next, we have one of my favorite cards in my collection. I have it with the lower end stuff because it is lower end. They're like $100 to $150. This is Rocket Warrior. Really nice. Just look at that card. It's a classic Joey card from Battle City. Just gorgeous card. I love Rocket Warrior. It's one of my favorites like ever. It's just so gorgeous. I'm happy to have this in my collection. But yeah, these go for maybe like $100, $150 these days. So really nice. Next, we have Panther Warrior, which goes hand in hand with Rocket Warrior. 2005 tin. PSA 10. The 2005 10 stuff was very easy to grade because the promos were very well protected. And yeah, it's really nice. Another classic Joey card that I'm glad that they gave to us. Kind of costs a lot to summon it, like to tribute one of your own monsters, so it wasn't really groundbreaking or anything, but awesome card, happy to have it. Next, we have Insect Queen. This is from the 2004 Collector's Tins. I remember when I was a little kid back in like 2002, 2003, I like went up to a Walmart employee and I was like, hey, do y'all have Insect Queen? Like thinking Walmart that they sold like raw cards or something. I was so dumb. But yeah, eventually they gave it to us in a tin, so was I smart or was I just stupid? I don't know. But I'm happy to have this. A lot of people go after the misprinted 2004 Collector's Tins, but I personally think the secret pops more. I appreciate it more, so yeah. Next card we have is Dark Magician from Yugi's Legendary Decks in first edition. This card for a little bit was like super hyped during the pandemic. Well, I mean, what wasn't hyped, right? But this card in particular, it was going for like nutty amounts and people wanted it. And I wanted it in an auction and I want it really low. I guess nobody like bid for it. And yeah, I wanted it really low for like 250 bucks. And then I had offers of like 800, 1,000. And believe me, I was tempted for a quick flip, but I really like this for my collection. It is classic. It is iconic. I love it. Next, we have Dark Magician from Starter Deck Yugi Evolution in first ed. Not a very valuable card. The Blackluster Soldier is what everybody's after from that set. So this card is maybe like 150, 200 bucks, more or less, something like that. Maybe even less, just depending on when. But it is poor man's SDY. I said it. It is poor man's SDY, and it's really nice. You know, good Dark Magician card for the collection. Next, we have Copycat from Shonen Jump promo or Shonen Jump magazine. This card during the pandemic was really hyped, and you know, people were paying a lot of money for this. I remember somebody selling one for like 900 bucks. So yeah, but then a lot of those Shonen Jump magazine packs just popped out of the blue. You know, people had them and people sent Copycat to get graded, and I don't think the pop is necessarily high, but the card itself is available and it's out there. But it's classic Joey card, happy to have it. Next, we have Relinquished from Starter Deck Pegasus. Starter Deck Pegasus is severely undervalued in my opinion for how iconic of a product it is and how, you know, old it is. But yeah, nobody cares about it. I think it's because Relinquished is an MRL and they'd rather have that. So yeah, nothing too special here. Relinquished goes for like 100, 150 bucks. Next, we have Cosmo Queen from McDonald's pack. I love this card. I remember opening up McDonald's pack when I was little. I didn't know that there was holos in the set. I just thought, my thought with Yu-Gi-Oh packs back in the day, I didn't know there was set lists. You know, I thought you could just buy whatever pack and you can get different cards. So yeah, I didn't know there was holos in that set. I just, you know, went to McDonald's and got some packs and opened them up. So really nostalgic for a lot of people. Really beautiful card. Next, we have Catapult Turtle from Metal Raiders, classic Yugi card. Not too valuable. I think these are like 100, 150 bucks, more or less. So, really pretty card. Really happy to have it. So, next we got Scapegoat, classic Joey card. Really nice to have. I haven't seen one of these go up for sale that recently. I got this one for 150 bucks, but that was some time ago. I'd imagine there may be more in the $100 range now. So Now we have Grave Robber, another Joey card. You'll see a trend here. I have a lot of Joey cards. Joey Wheeler is my favorite character, and I like to collect his stuff. So yeah, Grave Robber, really nice. I'd say like another $150 card. Gifford the Iron Knight, another Joey card. Lots of Joey cards here. Yeah, real nice presence in the anime in that duel against Weevil, and this guy's maybe like $100. So Harpy Lady Sisters, a lot of people love this card. I know a lot of collectors that it's actually like their favorite card out of Metal Raiders. You know, I think it's got the waifu aspect, and super nostalgic, really nice. And yeah, again, this is another $150 card. Next, we got the Fiend Mega Cyber, which is one of my favorite cards out of Pharaoh's Servant. A lot of people just groan when they pull it, but if I were ever opening first edition Pharaoh's Servant, I would never complain if I pull a Fiend Mega Cyber. It's a gorgeous card, real badass looking, and I ran one in my deck back in the day. So they go for maybe like $150 more or less. Next we have Beast of Talwar. This card was obsolete as soon as it was released because Summon Skull exists and is stronger than him actually, but really good 1 tribute 2400 attack monster. Real badass artwork, really cool. He looks like somebody you don't mess around with, right? But yeah, this guy is really cool artwork. Great collectible card, but you know, in terms of value, he's not the best. He's probably like $150 as well. Next, we have Dark Magician Girl from Rise of Destiny Special Edition. She's not valuable at all. I want to say she's about $150. This is poor man's Magician's Force because a lot of us can't really afford that. It's really expensive, but this one you can get for like $150, $200. Really nice. Now we have Obelisk the Tormentor from GBI. I do not have a GBI set yet. Obelisk is the only piece I have. That's why, you know, he's in the position where he's at in this video. Otherwise, if I had a whole set, they would be towards the end. But yeah, Obelisk the Tormentor goes for around $400 or $500 in that range. So. Next, we have Buster Blader from BPT. This BPT pops so much. As you can see, like, it is a gorgeous card. Doesn't go for a lot. I think this BPT in particular goes for like $200, something like that. But really nice. Buster Blader is really cool. Has a big fan base. A lot of people like it. Next, we have Jinzo BPT. Jinzo is one of my favorite monsters ever, and rightfully so. When Jinzo was released, it was groundbreaking. Everybody loved Jinzo. There was a Jinzo panic and a Jinzo hype, and you know, Jinzo dominated the game. 1 tribute, 2400 attack, and traps are negated. So yeah, Jinzo's awesome. One of these auctioned off recently for like $350, so good value. Next, we have Magician of Black Chaos from Premium Pack 2. Pain in the ass to grade. Really tough to grade. I've opened like 3 or 4 boxes of Premium Pack 2, or Premium Pack 1, I'm sorry. And yeah, he's really tough to grade. I think I sent like 10 or 12 copies to get graded, and only 1 got the 10. So Premium Pack has a lot of white corners and print lines and stuff like that. But I remember looking at this copy and I was like, hey, this looks really clean. I'm gonna give it a shot, and sure enough, it got the 10. So happy for that. Next, we have Metalmorph from Forbidden Memories. Yu-Gi-Oh! Forbidden Memories is my absolute favorite Yu-Gi-Oh video game of all time, and I think it's a lot of others as well. The promos are fantastic. At one point, they were worth so much during the pandemic, and people were paying. I think people were paying like $300 or $400 for this guy. He never exploded, you know. But for the others, they were paying a lot. Right now, Metal Morph goes for like $150. Next, we have Harpy's Pet Dragon. I know of a confirmed sale during the pandemic, not now, but during the pandemic, somebody paid $2,600 for this. This was crazy. Now they're about $250, more or less. But yeah, this at one point was so high in value, and it's crazy to think that. It's crazy to think how high they once were, but now the things have come back to earth, and you know, yeah, about $250. I love this card, and my favorite card in my collection currently is Red Eyes Black Metal Dragon from FMR. I mean, look at that. It's just wow. It has everything going for it. It's a Red Eyes card, a powered up Red Eyes card actually, and yeah, it's one of the best looking promos ever from one of the best Yu-Gi-Oh video games ever. Like, you know, what's there not to like? And these go for about $600, more or less. I've seen them go like 500-ish before, but they just always just end up rising back to around the $600 range. Next, we have Spellbinding Circle from Magic Ruler. I personally haven't seen one of these show up for sale in a long time. If I were to value this, it would be around $200 to $300. At one point, they were as high as $600, but yeah, if I were to value this, it would be around $200 to $300. Really nice card, one of the better ones from Magic Ruler. Next, we have Serpent Knight Dragon. This is my favorite card from Magic Ruler. It is gorgeous. The lore behind it is amazing. It was a prize card in the anime. Rex Raptor won it in the Intercontinental Championships. He told that to Joey Wheeler when he summoned it. He was boasting about how he won it, and just the lore, you know, it being a prize card and it being a secret rare. Not very impactful to the game, but I think their intentions when releasing this was like, hey, this is going to be a really nice collector card. So yeah, Serpent Knight goes for like $200, $300, more or less, something like that. Next, we have Starter Deck Joey, Red Eyes Black Dragon, first edition. Starter Deck Joey never really exploded, you know. I think this card at one point during the pandemic went as high as like $1,000, but now I've seen them go for like $250, $300. Nothing too crazy there, but really happy to have it. I got a first edition Starter Deck Joey sealed that's signed by Wayne Grayson, so this is just a perfect companion for it. Next, we have my second favorite card in my collection. This is BPT Red Eyes. This is the most beautiful Red Eyes Black Dragon ever, and nothing will change my mind. This card is better looking than LOB. It's better looking than Starter Deck Joey, and you can fight me all you want for it. I know LOB is worth a lot more, but I mean, look at this. This is just one of the most beautiful cards I've ever seen. So yeah, BPT Red Eyes goes for about $1,000. There was an auction recently that ended around there. So yeah, the reverse. Oh man, the reverse rare. I don't even know. You never see them up for sale, but I'd imagine the reverse secret rare is probably about double what it's worth. So probably about $2,000. But this is just a regular copy. So yeah, they go for about $1,000. Next, we have Barrel Dragon, another one of my favorite cards. It is a cover art for MRD, or actually that might be Beast Scroll Dragon, I'm not too sure. But I want to say it's Barrel Dragon though, I can't remember. But it is a beautiful card. Again, Bandit Keith had all the awesome artworks, just wow. Gorgeous card. They go for about $350, $400 more or less. Next, we have Thousand Dragon from Metal Raiders. And we're getting into the home stretch. You know, we have maybe about 10 cards left, and they're all going to be higher end. So, Thousand Dragon, this was Joey's ace in the hole. He'd summon Time Wizard and Baby Dragon and call on Thousand Dragon, and it would just win him some games. So, it holds a lot of nostalgic value to like all of us, and I'm happy to have it. These unfortunately don't go for too much. I think they're like $500 more or less. So next we have Buster Blader from Pharaoh's Servant. This card I won on Heritage auctions back in the day. These were going for like $1,500 at the time, and nobody really shopped on Heritage, but for some reason they had a lot of bangers for up for auction all the time. So I made an account, and I won this guy for $750 like back in like 2021, and I was ecstatic to have it. And nowadays I think they go for like $600, somewhere around there. So yeah, really nice classic Yugi card. Next, we have Gate Guardian from Metal Raiders. This is beautiful secret rare. This card has a little bit of a discoloring to it. I wouldn't call it a fade. Maybe to some of you it might look a little faded, but yeah, this card goes for about $800 more or less. I'd imagine the slight discoloration on this guy would make it around $850, maybe $900, but just a really nice card. Happy to have it in my collection. Next, we have a lot of people's favorite card, Summon Skull. This card was groundbreaking when it first came out. It was 1 tribute, 2,500, and it would be able to get past a Jinzo as well. So they released it really early in the game's life. So it dominated a long time, and a lot of people would run 2 or 3 of them. And Summon Skull is just, I mean, it's a top 10 card for a lot of people. And really happy to have it. It still holds a lot of value. I want to say they're about $1,000, $1,200 more or less. Really nice. Next we have Time Wizard. Time Wizard is one of my favorites ever. Time Wizard just embodies everything Yu-Gi-Oh! Like the symbolism behind the card. Yugi gave it to Joey on the boat ride to Duelist Kingdom, saying, hey, this might get you out of a tight pinch. And sure enough, it did lots of times for Joey. So Time Wizard is just the growth of Joey and the bond between him and Yugi. You know, this embodies everything about Yu-Gi-Oh! And I'm so happy to have this. This is one I will never part with. And I think they go for like $800 to $1,000 more or less. Next, we have Blue Eyes Toon Dragon. So Magic Ruler is one of the most printed sets like ever. Like in 2016 or 2017, I remember buying first edition boxes for $60 in like 2016. So that's pretty nuts. And there's a lot of it out there. There's a lot of sealed out there. But for some reason, Blue Eyes Toon Dragon just holds incredible value. During the pandemic, this went as high as like $3,500, and nowadays you can get it for $1,000 to $1,300 more or less, just depending on who you get it from. But they've held value and it holds strong. But I think it's because it's just so iconic, and it's a variation of Blue Eyes, and people just love it. People love it, and rightfully so. It is a gorgeous card. So next, we have Jinzo from Pharaoh's Servant, first edition PSA 10. This guy was around $10,000 to $12,000 during the pandemic. It was a big boy of Yu-Gi-Oh! People wanted it. People had to have it. I didn't pay anywhere near that for this. And I'm so happy, you know, I waited to get something like this because I don't have that kind of money, and a lot of us don't. But yeah, Jinzo went down dramatically, and yeah, I think he goes for about $2,500 these days. And yeah, it's a good price for one of the most iconic and groundbreaking Yu-Gi-Oh cards ever released. So it's a suiting price for a Grail card. I do call this a Grail. It's one of my favorites. So very happy to have this. Next, we have Dark Magician from Starter Deck Yugi, first edition PSA 10. This is, I can't even describe it, but all I'm going to say is it doesn't get any better than Starter Deck Kaiba and Starter Deck Yugi. And this is Pinnacle, first edition PSA 10 in Starter Deck Yugi, Dark Magician. This is as good as Yu-Gi-Oh gets. This is as good as collecting gets. And that's really all I'm going to say about it. Dark Magician, first edition, PSA 10, Starter Deck Yugi. Oh, and these go, I think you can get them for about $2,000, more or less. Next, we have Dark Duel Stories, Dark Magician, PSA 10. I mean, look at this card. Dark Duel Stories is by far the best promos in Yu-Gi-Oh! And because they have such iconic monsters like this Dark Magician, it's Yugi's ace. And in this beautiful prismatic foiling, it's absolutely gorgeous, and a lot of collectors love Dark Duel Stories promos, and rightfully so. This guy is about $2,000 as well. Really nice. I'm just gonna bring back this Dark Magician here. It doesn't get any better than this if you're a Dark Magician collector. It does not. So happy to have both of these. I just need BPT Dark Magician, and I'd be happy to call it a day as far as Dark Magician collecting with those 3 copies. So, and we've made it to the final card of the video. This is Dark Duel Stories Blue Eyes White Dragon. To a lot of collectors, this is the most beautiful Blue Eyes White Dragon in the game, and in my opinion, it is. It is. And don't get it twisted. It is not the most valuable Blue Eyes. That will always be LOB Blue Eyes White Dragon. That is the king of Yu-Gi-Oh! It is the most expensive card. Dark Duel Stories, though, in my opinion, is the most beautiful card to look at. I mean, the prismatic secret rare is gorgeous. People love it. At one point, this was like a $15,000, $20,000 card, and now they're about $5,000 to $6,000, depending on who you get it from. But they are just amazing, gorgeous. Look at that. This is Pinnacle collecting. This is a Grail. This is a Grail for a lot of people. Like I said, not the most expensive Blue Eyes out there. Don't get it twisted. LOB is king. LOB is king. It will always be king. But for me, my collection goals are DDS Blue Eyes and Starter Deck Kaiba Blue Eyes. Those are the only 2 Blue Eyes White Dragons I want, and I'll be good with those 2. So yeah, guys, I hope you all enjoyed the video. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate you guys. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe for more Yu-Gi-Oh content. Drifters out.